Welcome to another episode on our channel. As you know, some time ago, we had a giveaway gift process. And towards that end, I took advantage of the crazy sales that were going on with Sideshow. They would give you a free figure if you bought something, and it totaled a certain amount, which turned out to be quite a savings, actually. And so I didn't know they were going to rotate the figures, the free gifts through, but I ended up buying enough figures that I was able to get 3 free gifts, all the same thing. Boba Fett. So I had 3 Boba Fetts. One is still in another room waiting for another giveaway gift process, which we'll have down the road. And I got assaulted not too long ago by Gabriella. We'll probably reintroduce that clip. She got me good. But anyway, my husband's watching her now with a passion. Anyway, but I was able to get 3 Boba Fett figures. And like I said, one we still have for another giveaway gift process down the road. I was going to keep one for myself. I opened it, I put it together, I looked at it, and I said, I don't know if I want to keep this. And then I saw on eBay the head sculpt, this unbranded head sculpt being offered at a really good price. And thought, well, maybe if I got the head sculpt, I'll like the figure. So I got it, slapped it on the figure, and I love the figure now. So it's funny how something as simple as just a head sculpt is going to personalize the figure for you so much you want to keep it. But without it, it's a little meaningless to me. That's me. I knew with the 3rd Boba Fett figure, I was going to try to make Cobb Vanth. And I was just trying to keep my eyes open for a head sculpt for Cobb Vanth. Now, if you're noticing things on eBay, what they're doing is they're breaking up figures to lower bodies and head sculpts. But instead of getting really great deals, you're no longer getting great deals on just the heads. They're starting to charge $124, $154 for a head. And I wasn't going to pay that much for a head. I kept my eyes on internet 1/6 scale loose distributors, and one of my favorite ones was offering the head at a much more economically priced scale. And I scarfed it up, slapped it on this figure, found a red shirt, an Unforgiven shirt, and the rest took place from there. Now, true, the Cobb Vanth figure from Hot Toys has a reddish brown shirt, which kind of looks a little more orange than red, but I personally like red better, so I got a red shirt. And then I took some canvas and made a Western light scarf, and I used fabric paint to paint it red. It wasn't quite lining up with this red until I added a little blue into the red, and now it's a pretty darn good match. So I'm a happy camper. I had the brown pants, so now I have Cobb Vanth. The boots aren't perfect because they really should be brown, not black, but I'm okay with them staying black. Really am. So I'm good to go. The only thing I didn't do is use the rocket thruster on the back or the helmet here. I just kept him as clean as possible. We have the helmet over here for this figure. It's kind of silly to have them kind of in the same pose. So I'm okay having him scaled down because I really wanted to use the rocket thruster in the helmet for some accessories to a Mandalorian and Grogu set that I had. Because I saw another Mandalorian and Grogu that Hot Toys put out that had this thing that he had over his shoulders that was holding up some cargo stuff. So I've got the rectangular piece here and a roundish piece here. This is all the same canvas put in hot boiling dark tea for some time, and so it takes on this nice antique brown finish. And so I made this cargo holder. I don't know what it's supposed to hold, either one of these two things, but for me it holds paper towels. And I used a towel to make the shoulder strap holder that holds Grogu. And some of the ribbing is actually of the towel is the shoulder strap, which I used for this cargo holder here and this cargo holder. So everything matches. So now I have a really, really accessorized Mandalorian that has his blaster, his handgun blaster and holster and so forth, his cape, the stand, and this Grogu in a pram. Right? So that was the original thing. The pram with Grogu that attaches to this stand, the Mandalorian, the cape, and the rifle blaster and the holster rig with the hand blaster. That was the original part. So what was added was this thing, which is 2 nails at the end and some wood in between, which I wrapped some wire around to keep it together, put the canvas around it. All right, so that's that. And then this is canvas as well, using the ribbing from the towel. Canvas as well, using the ribbing from the towel. Use the Mandalorian helmet that came from this set. And the rocket thruster back here that came from this set. So out of 2 figures, I have Boba Fett with an unbranded head sculpt, Cobb Vanth, without the rocket thruster or the Mandalorian helmet. I've got a ton of accessories for the Mandalorian and Grogu that I have already had. So now I have 2 Grogus, and to justify that, I decided to call this one Grogu and this one Groga, the twin sister of Grogu. But wait, there's more. I was able to use some of the other stuff that came with this set to create another figure. So we are going to pause. I'll bring that figure out and we'll talk about what went into making that figure. We'll be right back. So here's the 4th thing that came out of those 2 figures. I used Boba Fett's pants and slimmed them down immensely because he's a big guy and she's a tiny thing. So this is Jyn Erso from Rogue. And I took artistic liberty to dress her the way I wanted to dress her. Yes. So I have black pants, black shirt. This clothing here came from Boba Fett as well. So in the thing around her neck, Boba Fett. So the only things not coming from Boba Fett are the belt that I made, the holster that I made, the blaster that I bartered for, this bad blaster. I don't know what I was trying to say, but this bad blaster I found on eBay along with the helmet and the head. Her head I was able to get off of eBay. So altogether, it was $125 and below to create her. Now she costs a fortune to try to get a hold of her because this movie came out in 2016. She's been sold out forever. So the only way I was going to get her was to make her. And taking great artistic liberties. This is how I made her. So we will pause now, get her on a turn tray so you can see her from different directions, and then get some tighter close-ups. We are back, and here she is. Again, I used Boba Fett's really big pants, slimmed them down, used some of the clothing underneath him, and this thing that I put around her neck. And like I said, I was able to get this off of eBay in conjunction with the helmets of the rifle blaster, the helmet, and the head off of eBay. Cost was $125 or less. I had the boots and everything else. Made the belt, holster, had the blaster, handgun blaster. So let's just go around and hopefully you can see things more fully. Yeah, I actually literally saw this movie. It was pretty good. I liked her character, so I thought, yeah, I'd like to make her. She's way too expensive, but if I can use some things to make her, use some artistic freedom as well, I'll be a happy camper. And so this is what I came up with. So we'll get some tighter close-ups from here on up. Now, sometimes when you go for an unbranded head, you don't know if the picture you're seeing on the auction is an accurate representation of the head. But the one thing that gave me hope about this particular head, and it's not a Hot Toys head, that much I know, is that there is a strand of hair on the right side of the head, unlike the others. So if anything had the chance of being custom and perhaps more well done, I thought it might be this head. And I wasn't disappointed. It looks great from my perspective for an unbranded head. So yeah, let's go around. So we've got the rifle blaster in full view. We've got the Hot Toys. These are Hot Toys elements for Rogue Jyn Erso. The helmet, I made the holster rig and so forth. And I know I wanted black and green to be the primary colors here. So that's what I ended up using. So everything that is black is from Boba Fett, if you can believe that. So we'll pause now, other than the Hot Toys rifle blaster. So we'll pause now and get a tighter close-up of her face. We'll be right back. So we'll just go side to side here. And there you go. Just as a reminder, this is Boba Fett. And the only thing I changed to this figure was I found a head sculpt of Boba Fett on eBay and added that to this figure. And it made a world of difference for me. Out of this Boba Fett character, I went looking for a Cobb Vanth head and found one, a red shirt, found one, fabric dyed or painted a Western-like scarf to match this shirt, kept him lean and mean without the rocket thruster on him or the Mandalorian helmet. And so I have Cobb Vanth. I used the helmet from him over here for accessories for additional accessories for the Mandalorian and the child that I had. The rocket thruster is in the back. You might not be able to see it, but it is there. You saw it in an earlier clip. And made some cargo holders, the round one and the more rectangular one, out of canvas that was put in hot boiling dark tea. So it has a nice antique brown look. Used some ribbing from a towel to wrap it in. And the canvas was used up here with a couple of nails and wood so he could hold these items over his shoulders. And the this that holds Grogu, this was made out of the same towel. The shoulder strap came from the same ribbing that was used over here and over here. So yeah, the only problem is I now have two Grogus. So I've decided to call this one Grogu and this one Groga, like I said before, twin sister. And then out of the clothing of Boba Fett, I slimmed it down considerably, found a head of Jyn Erso from Rogue, was able to get off of eBay her rifle blaster, the head, and her helmet. I made the belt and holster rig. I had the hand blaster, and I had the boots and so forth. So basically, amazingly, slimming down the Boba Fett clothing wasn't as hard as you would think. So out of one figure, accessories for this guy, Cobb Vanth, and Jyn Erso. So I had fun. I hope you like what you've seen. If you have, consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. In the meantime, everyone, please have a great day. Head sculpt on eBay. They were crazy expensive. I'm going to get assaulted here in a second. I just feel it. Ah!